Joe, front right here. Obviously, the last couple media days, it's been, the Kelvin Gastelum story, and then before your last one was all about, Mexico, and then preparing again for Kelvin Gastelum. So now that you're past that point, I guess, how's life and how's training camp been?
It's good, man. I feel really good, and I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to fight. I'm glad Mexico and Kelvin Gastelum's in the past, and I got the win. That's all that matters.
This matchup with Abus, I mean, after your win against Kelvin, it obviously sets you up for these big names, and I think this matchup maybe caught a lot of people off guard. So I guess when his name came across your desk, did you like the matchup, or was it more like the timing and the card and the placement?
No, so the backstory behind this is before I fought Kelvin, I was offered a boost, and I said no because I didn't like it. I didn't think it made sense. I want to go up in the rankings. I know it would have done something for my resume to beat a guy like Abus back then before I beat Kelvin. But Abus was behind me. Then he got the Michel Pereira fight. He won. He was ranked. I wasn't. I won. And the second I won, I told my manager, I said, I want to fight Abus because I didn't like the narrative of, I'm not going to say who, but they kind of acted like I didn't want the fight because I was scared or like, I don't know what it was. So I was like, yeah, give me Abus Magomedov. Let's run it. He's ahead of me.
So I know you don't want to get into it, but someone from his team is saying you were scared to fight?
No, somebody in the UFC.
And then obviously before your fight against Kelvin, you kept telling us you wanted to test that chin of Kelvin, that signature chin. So I guess what do you see from Abus that I guess you want to test or you like about this matchup?
His record. He's 28-6. He's a Russian guy that lives in Germany and trains an American top team or whatever it is. But he's a really skilled, powerful dude. He's got knockout power. He possesses a lot of threats, and who better to knock out than a guy like that who is very respected, I think. So yeah, I think it makes sense.
Is the fact that he's basically only lost to guys in like the top 5, does that kind of add something to like you do what those guys did and this is you deserve to be up there?
100%. He's, like I said, he's a very skilled guy, but he lost to Sean Strickland, obviously, and then he lost to Kaio. But the common theme that I'm seeing in this matchup is that he's able to be hurt, and he slows down significantly after round 2. So, which is kind of funny because everybody shits on my cardio, and I got the same guy who's got shitty cardio like me.
So last one for me. I think it was maybe a year or so ago at Media Day. I think it was before your Marc-Andre fight. You were saying, everyone downplays you. You kind of felt like, and you said that's something I need to work on and like learn to deal with that. So I guess now, a year later, how's it been dealing with what at the time you were very kind of annoyed by?
It's a couple things. There's a couple things to answer that question. I've emotionally detached myself from social media, so I think kind of everything everybody says is really funny. I've also said things to like trigger people and piss them off, so it is what it is. But I'm a blunt person. I'm an honest person. And if you ask me a question and I answer it honestly, I'm subject to criticism. So it is what it is, man. It's like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. I'm always going to be me, and I'm not shameful to be myself. And that's why I've stood behind some of the things that I've said, and that's it. I'm Joe Pyfer, nobody else. I don't have to please anybody else. I'm the one that has to put my head on the pillow, wake up, be motivated, come here, be happy, and try to make a living for myself. So at the end of the day, everybody else, again, just like I said about a certain country, you can suck my balls, bro. I'm me.
Did you have to work on emotionally separating yourself from social media? Because I remember there are times you get pretty fired up about some comments. How did you exactly come to this sort of namaste place that you are right now?
I absolutely had to work on emotionally separating myself because when I got in the UFC, everybody, connected with my story and were real happy about me. And, now when you fast forward to now, it's like because I've said some things that people don't like because you got to remember in the beginning, you're grateful and all these things, and I'm still grateful. But, now I have to get into the business side of it. And I have to fight these people, and I have to say things and, talk about opponents. And it's hard to talk about opponents, man. I don't like somebody that's trying to beat my ass and take my money from me. I lose, I don't make money. So, I'm an intense person, but yeah, I had to emotionally detach myself, and that took a little bit of time. And, I think the way that I did that is I don't know any of these people that are talking shit. I know that most of the people are eating Cheetos like my man in the orange right here, and they say negative shit about fighters, and we cut weight and we train 24/7. I've been doing this shit since I'm 4.5 years old. So what the fuck do I care that a reporter has something to say or a fan that has something to say? You know what I mean? If you're a nice person in this, or you're a good, journalist, a good commentator, like, we have all respect for it. But at the end of the day, fans have to take accountability too. Like, if fighters don't answer their DMs anymore because you've just been saying nothing but negative shit, and now they don't care, don't say that they're a dickhead. I'm not a dickhead. I'm a pretty nice dude.
I agree.
I'm definitely a dickhead, but I'm still a nice dude. I'm a dickhead and a nice dude.
You can have both. I hate to do this to you, but I feel like it's a topic of conversation every time you do one of these. But we've got a new hair look this time. What did we go for the shaved head for?
So when I did the whole hair transplant thing, it was free. So I have the option to grow hair if I want. It's always nice to have that option. But I really have always just I like being bald, bro. I think if I didn't have a beard, I'd be super self-conscious, and I would definitely, rock the hair. But I like being bald, and I'm here to do a job. I'm here to take this man out. So Hitman vibes.
Joe, there's been a lot of movement in the middleweight division. Just wanted your thoughts on the championship fight between DDP and Hamzat.
Yeah, I mean, Hamzat does what he does, right? He's one of the best grapplers in the UFC, I would say. And he's got an aura about him, and DDP couldn't keep up with the wrestling. I was one of those people that thought DDP was, going to have some success somewhere. And Hamzat is a beast, man. He shut him down completely. So, yeah, it keeps things interesting. And the middleweight division is stacked right now. So that's my opinion. I think it's a very exciting division to watch.
What are your thoughts on the top, the top, there's Imavov, right? And then there's this RDR versus Brendan Allen fight. Obviously, you're going to say yourself that you should get the next title shot. But
no, I don't. I wouldn't say that.
Between Imavov and then RDR, Brendan Allen, who do you believe should get the next crack at Hamzat?
I think you got to give it to Imavov. I think beating a guy like Caio Perhalio, who I think is up there with the best of them, and the way that he kind of controlled the entire fight, I think you got to give it to him. Although I don't think that he will beat Hamzat. Yeah, I think after that fight, then it's going to come down to whoever wins between RDR and Brendan, and then somebody's got to fight Fluffy because Fluffy's on a nice tear too.
Thanks.
And whoever wins between that, whether it be Brendan Allen and Fluffy or Fluffy and RDR, then you give that person the next title shot.
Cool. Thanks, man.
Joe,
What up?
what's going on, buddy? Speaking of embracing the memes, when is the nickname going to be officially changed from body bags to body cam off, Pyfer?
Bro, I love that. See, that's the one part. That started out as like a negative thing, like people saying I was like racist and all this shit. And now I think it's hilarious. So, yeah, it's possible in the future. I love that. Body cam off. I'm here to kill a motherfucker.
And when is your boy Sean Brady going to get a fight?
That's not my business to release, but very soon. And he'll be prepared, man. I feel bad for him because the division's kind of held up with the Islam JDM fight. And then, you beat somebody who was a former champion. And the way that he beat him and dominated him, he definitely deserves a higher fight than what he's probably going to get. And it sucks because, if Islam wins, then they might do Ilya, Islam, and he's just kind of sitting there waiting. And Sean wants to fight. He trains like he's in a camp 24/7, 365, man. So, but yeah, very soon. That's what I can say. I do know, but I can't say.
Joe over here.
Hairline joke guy. I remember you.
I was wondering if you did. Now,
Yeah.
Philadelphia has had a growing combat sports scene. I know we haven't had the UFC there in a while, but a lot of good bare knuckle shows, Fury grappling. How exciting is it to be a part of that in your city?
It's cool, man. I think the best way to be a part of it more would be to have, UFC come to the Wells Fargo again. It was a great venue. It is a good arena for it. But yeah, you got the Eagles there kicking ass, Super Bowl champs returning. Phillies are doing pretty good, I guess, from what I hear today. Everybody keeps asking me about it, even though I don't know shit about baseball. But yeah, and then obviously we got a solid team, at Marquez with a bunch of really big UFC guys on the way up. And yeah, Philly sports is good.
And you mentioned your Marquez MMA team. You have a lot of big guys in the UFC. Could you share the names of a couple prospects that we might learn about very soon?
One of them being Jose Soto, Christian Bobby, Igor Kostachenko, Samander Muradov. Obviously, we have Nursultan, the guys that are already in the UFC. But yeah, we got a lot of talent, man. We're a talent-rich gym, and we've been building bigger and bigger, and we got people from all across the world training with us. And yeah, I think that we got something good cooking over here, and it's up to us to perform, up to us to do our jobs. And the only thing I want to elaborate on about that, though, about our gym is I got a lot of criticism for the Kelvin Gastelum fight, which is wild because I heard him, I dropped him, he stopped coming forward, and our game plan was to counter his aggression. So it kind of made a lackluster fight, but that's my responsibility. Looking back on the fight, I could have been more active. I could have definitely thrown more combinations, but I knew Kelvin Gastelum had a strong chin and prided himself on countering. When you're a little bit too aggressive, so I didn't want to take that risk. This is about winning, especially at this level, to get to the title shot. And but yeah, no, our team, we have the best game plans, we have the hardest working room, and yeah, I think that I can become a world champion with this team.
Best of skill on Saturday.
Thank you. I like that. Thank you.